Hello, Leo. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is, that's my old opening. Tonight, Leo, we already said it's for Leo, we have the Two of Swords. Okay, so we have this Two of Swords energy, and that is all about kind of peace, right? At least in the Thoth system, the card is called peace. And this one for me, right? I know I've already been told more than once my interpretations are not always on the same on the same wavelength as everybody else or other people, and that's okay. That's okay. We should all have personal relationships with these kinds of things. And so, the Two of Swords, all about getting to that place where you feel confident, or at least you have that little push, right? To make a decision. Now, what about? I don't know. It could be about anything. But I do feel like you're at this point where, it's time. It's not just like some abstract thing that you're thinking about. Now is when we are going to begin. And we'll also begin with the tea leaf reading. All right, Leo. Let's see what the tea leaves are going to say. And so I also want to say thank you so much for deciding to click on this reading and see what these tea leaves have for you. I want to continue with the thank yous, but I really want to get into this. I'm looking up here. It looks like it says Tint. Okay, so first thing we see, tent. Now, not a tent that that you would sleep in. Tint as in color, right? A shade. Or like, I immediately thought of like a tinted car window, right? And so, if that means something to you, it seems somewhat important because it really is sticking out. Now, I even see over here, it looks like it is Tint again. So it looks like we have tint twice, here and here. So definitely something about that. Something important there. Now, I also want to look. We have a person that looks like they're kicking their leg up. Here's their head. Here's their arm. Here's their leg that has them on the ground. They're very grounded there. And then a leg kicking upwards. Okay. Now, this one almost looks like it's in the same position, but we're just seeing the legs. So here is the leg and the foot would be down here. And here's the leg kicking up. So it almost looks like they would be off to the side up here. So to me, I immediately think of some kind of martial art. Maybe even something like yoga, some kind of posture. But it feels like something moving the body, right? The legs swinging up into this kind of kicking position. I want to keep going. I want to keep going to see if we see anything that kind of tells us what this might be. But if it's on the nose, really, I wonder if you are doing or considering getting into some kind of intentional movement. And I feel like this is something where you might be like, I'm too old, or it would be weird for me to be like the oldest person in this class, or I don't even know where to begin looking for somebody to train me, or I don't want to ask anybody in my family because we always worry, right? They're gonna say nah. No thank you. You put yourself out there and everybody's like, nah, I'm not really into that. But I do feel like for you, there will be some kind of connection in this And I think it's probably like a new thing for you. Like I do. And I feel like that's where the pushback is. It's like, I don't know if I want to try something new, right? But let me just say, it is worth it. I have never been into like cycling or, I like a stationary bike or anything like that. Never really thought it was like that cool, or like if I was gonna get a machine, I don't know that I would think of getting one. But recently, a few months ago, my husband wanted a recumbent bike, and I thought, yeah, let's do it. We're both kind of in this journey here to get our health back on track, and feel good in going into our older age. And anyways, I was like, I don't think so. But, for him, cool, do your thing. I wasn't super interested. Well, I started using it anyways, just to kind of see. And now I'll tell you, I do it every day. And I'm doing really well. Like, I love it. And I'm not just saying like I'm so good at it or whatever. I just find that it's something that I don't know why I was resistant about it, or why it was never even something I thought about, trying. Of course I've done stationary bikes and stuff at the gym, but like, yeah, so you never know. Sometimes you like fall into something, or you by chance see something like a video, right? And you're like, oh, okay, I saw that on YouTube. You know what? Maybe I'll try it. And you find out, like, this is really something that I could get into. So I do feel like, and it might not be martial arts, it could be all kinds of different things, but I do feel like there's a sense of, like, the energy rising, feeling better, just feeling better in general, feeling good about getting your body moving, feeling good about your decisions, feeling good about your progress, all of these things. And all of it leads to a sense of peace. That's another thing I found out about cycling. When I have been getting on like these longer rides and the tougher ones, there is a euphoria in there. I promise you. I was like, nah, this can't be true. People can't get like into that flow state. That has to be some kind of like propaganda, right? It's true though. You do. And there's a sense of just peace and well-being. Now let's go ahead. We're going to turn this thing. Okay. So we kind of have a dog man. We have a dog man, kind of werewolfy vibes, maybe. Right in the center. And I feel like we have maybe the name Corey, possibly Cam, going up into here. And feels like somebody who almost like you've always had to kind of watch out for them, because they just do and say stuff that gets people really worked up. I feel like you've always had to be the one to like step in and be like, yo, like, it's okay. He's just kidding. She's just kidding. Whatever, it's all good. It's all good. Sorry, I apologize. We all have had people in our lives like this, but I don't feel like it's always like a malicious thing, more of just like a not having a lot of respect for the situation or the participants, or, just like not acting appropriately. But I also think that there's a temper there because we have that kind of werewolfy feeling. And let me just show you what I'm looking at. We have the head here. We have the like kind of front paws, arms here, the body, and kind of like almost on their knees, kind of crawling. Now, on the back, we have a person here and we have a person here, and they look like they're arguing. Over here is who I would assume is you. Because it feels like you're always picking up all the pieces of this person's, problems, the messes that they make. And we have an anchor down here. And I feel like this is something where at times it's like, can't you just figure it out? I'm so tired of saving you. I almost wonder if this is like a sibling. It kind of has that feeling, less so than your own child, less so than like a significant other, could be a parent, but I kind of feel like this is most likely like a sibling or a best friend or a good friend, somebody who feels like family, and you're going to keep showing up. You're going to bail them out. You're going to, give them a ride and whenever they call because you love them, right? But I also feel like you're coming to a point in your life where this isn't very manageable anymore. And it might be like you have some important stuff going on. Maybe you just had a kid or a grandkid, or maybe you are like, going through your own stuff, a health issue, or, maybe you're getting married or you're moving or whatever it is, where you just don't have the time nor the will to continue to be there all the time. So we also have, this maybe has something to do with it, maybe not, but we also have MI up here. And that would be 1001. So 1001. Okay, so that seems like an important number. Now, what is it? It feels like a large turkey or a goose. And and here we have a person, it looks like the birds are coming, like attacking. And I can't, and a person running right here. So I just can't get past this feeling of, it's like being trapped in a situation with somebody that maybe you promised to always be there for them. Maybe you just are somebody who's very loyal. You see this as a responsibility, and you're not going to screw that up. You're going to keep showing up. But I just feel like there's a sense of it becoming so detrimental for some reason. Like something has this person in a tizzy. And I feel like for you, it's all about like, I just want some peace and quiet. I am so tired of this constant bickering. And if you don't get what you want, it's going to be a big ordeal. And, this kind of thing. And I just see you really having to make that choice. And that's where we are. We're at that choice. Like, what do I do from here? Like, I need a break, but I also don't want to just come right back into the same dynamic. So some like real deep change needs to occur. And, I can't tell you what to do exactly. I don't know. But I do think it's always a good idea when we're in these kinds of tough situations, especially if you're dealing with somebody who maybe has addiction issues or mental health issues, or, just like personality wise, maybe they're a little oppositional, or maybe kind of antisocial, or, whatever it might be. I think it's important for you to make sure that you have support, that you have a support person or support people. And also, if you are one of the lucky ones in this world, have the privilege of access to mental health care, a therapist, a counselor, or even through, maybe you are a religious person, maybe you have, a local church or a mosque or a temple, some kind that you feel comfortable going to and maybe seeking counsel. I think sometimes we can feel like we need to just deal with stuff ourselves, and you almost feel like you are telling on somebody, or you are airing out private business, and you don't want to talk about the people that you care about, and and make them seem bad in some way or whatever. We all need support. We all deserve it, right? We all deserve to have somewhere, something, somebody to talk to express ourselves, to not carry this stuff around until it turns into something poisonous for us, right? And that's what happens. It absolutely does. I am a firm believer. Secrets, lies, what was the other secrets, lies, and just the shame, the stress of it all, right? And maybe even just really you're grieving. You go through a sense of grieving somebody especially when they're super out of control, right? So I feel like for you, the need to have some support is a big deal. And I know it's not really the Leo thing to be asking for some help, or even to be asking for somebody to listen. But sometimes we have to. Sometimes we just have to do it. It's part of the whole process. And so I think that's super important for you, okay? Making sure that you have some kind of support system and that you're utilizing it. Now we have a very lunar energy. It feels like a feminine energy and cats or cat, maybe a couple cats, 3, 4 cats, not a worrying amount, but definitely more than one. And it feels like, I don't know, it's almost like a flower growing out of the snow. It just feels very special, this person to you. If you could hold them like an object, it would be with such care. Like they're a piece of, like a piece of china, right? Like very, fragile and beautiful and just so you just want to keep them in a cabinet put away because you don't want anything to hurt them, and yet you can't do that to people. You can't protect people from the world, from the universe, nor would you want to be, right? You wouldn't want to be forced or told what to do or what you can and can't, or, whatever. So I do feel like this is a dynamic of great love. And there's great respect there. And I feel like you're constant, and I wonder if this is your child, really. I wonder I almost wonder if they are coming into maybe a power or like their magic, or maybe they are like clairvoyant. This is something that is very much handed down from you and your family, from your bloodline. And I just want to show you here. We have a person holding a baby face to face, has kind of the almost a witch hat kind of thing, but below we also have a familiar with the same hat. Okay, now they're on the back of a stag. Okay, a male deer. And the deer is a very sacred spirit guide. Okay, so I feel like this is a sense of teaching, coming into the fullness of the circle, right? It feels very much like mother-daughter, but it doesn't have to be, right? But in my mind, I'm like, oh yes, this is like mother-daughter. And there is such a sense of, I just can't get past, like, it's the respect. It's like the being on the same level, trusting in this being, even though you know they're so gloriously beautiful and special and unique, and it would destroy you to know that even the littlest thing hurt them or upset them, but yet you know their power. You know their power, and you know that they have to live. They have to go through their ordeals because they, like you, have this gifts probably. And, I'm never one to romanticize suffering or anything like that. But if you yourself are a practitioner, if you yourself are somebody who is of spirit and knows spirit very well, you know that the most magical people, the most open and vulnerable and connected to that greater thing, these are the people who have been through it. They've been through it one way or another. Something has happened in their life, or maybe many things, but the veil is not just lifted, it is pulled away. You see things for what they are, and as do they, right? And we know that when we meet somebody. It might not be very often, but when we meet somebody who knows what's up, it's like game, recognized game. We're on, we're speaking the same language. We absolutely belong to the same tribe. There's no way around it. And so when you have that with somebody, your own child, your family member, your mother, your father, whoever it is, what a special connection. What a special connection. All right, let's do our 3 lucky numbers. We have number 43, 48, 43, 48, and 69. All right. And we're going to do our self-care affirmation cards. I'm going to flip through. I'm going to stop where it feels right. And it says, self-celebration. I am amazing. I am amazing. I am amazing. I am amazing. I rejoice in my successes, big and small. I am proud of the person I am becoming. I celebrate myself today. I celebrate myself today. All right. Wonderful. Leo, I love you. If you want to like, subscribe, leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, again, I want to say I love you. I love you. I love you. Take care of yourself. Please, please, please wash your hands. Everybody wash your hands. times. Many times a day. No, I don't know. Listen, it has been treacherous out here for colds and flus and stomach bugs and all kinds of stuff. And so I've had 2 weeks now that I've been healthy. And I'm really like kissing the ground, kissing the sky, kissing everything in between. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, you know, we're still in the prime of it all. So just make sure, yes, you are washing your hands for your well-being and for everybody else's, right? So anyways, again, Leo, I love you. We'll talk soon. Good night.